Welcome back to Mystical Heart Tarot Readings. This is a pick-a-pile. We are going to see what the month of July has in store for us. What's to come? We're going to use this deck to pull the first card. And, of course, I'm only going to do 3 piles because I don't have space for 4. So we're going to do 3. All right. So let's take a look and see what our first card is. Let's see what this is about. For some of you, this is about the heart, love, and new love. Pile number 2 will be old man, inheritance, male. And for pile number 3, we have bear, strength and resourceful. And if you like to pick with crystals, I will add crystals now. So for heart, I'm adding citrine. This is what citrine looks like. For the old man, we have lapis lazuli. And this is what lapis lazuli looks like. And for the bear, we have carnelian. And this is what carnelian looks like. So while you take a look at those, I'm going to get the piles together. One for that pile. This one's sticking out. That one wants to come out. We'll take that one. Get this out of the way. And now for the next oracle deck. That one. That one. And this one wanted to come out. And for the last of the oracle decks, that one. That one. And there. All right. And now we will add the tarot. Let's put this one. Start with this one. I've already did that. I already shuffled. It's been a while. All right. 1, 2, 3 for you. Two, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now for this one. Whoa. Oh, there's 3 right there. They just came right out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now that we've got our piles set up, go ahead and take a look. I'll give you a minute to decide on which pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. You can be drawn to more than one pile, and that's okay. You could be drawn to all 3 of them. That's perfectly okay. All right, I'm going to move these 2 out of the way for now. And we're going to start with pile number 1. Pile number 1, a heart with love and new love. So we're looking at what is to come in the month of July, which is coming up very quickly here. So for some, we're starting out with perhaps somebody finding a new love. All right, let's see what the rest of the cards are. We have Iris, Messenger. We have Speak Truth. Interesting. And we have Comfort. So we're looking at what's to come in July. And look at the pink here in this pink heart, how they match. So somebody, a new love or a current love, you may feel comfort with. But there's a messenger. I feel like there's a messenger coming in to speak a truth about something. Maybe it's somebody that's coming in to speak truth about how they really care about somebody, as in a new love. Let's look at the tarot. We have the Star card, the 8 of Pentacles, Temperance in reverse, Queen of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Cups. So what I'm feeling for the month of July for you, pile number 1, is that perhaps you're either going to have a month where you're going to have a lot of comfort. Maybe it's a vacation. And perhaps for others of you, there's going to be a messenger coming in speaking truth about how they really feel about you. A new love. Some of you may be healing, and that's why we have the Star card here. You're healing. You're inspired. There's inspiration there. And you're focusing on everything you hold value in. You're focusing on things that you hold value in. There may be a competition. There may be some sort of competition taking place here. Perhaps there's more than one person. If this is a new person, perhaps there's more than one. And that's why we have a competition here. If you are healing maybe from past heartbreak here and inspired to find new love, somebody that's independent is nurturing your inspiration. And the Wheel of Fortune is about a change that's going to take place. The change being, I feel like this is more for somebody that is not currently in a relationship. That's the feeling that I'm getting right now. Is this is somebody that's not currently in a relationship. They may have just got out of one, and that's why they're healing. But they're inspired. They're being inspired by this queen. Because here, this is a change, and this is a change for the better. And perhaps you do find a new love and you celebrate. So I see a celebration. I feel like this is for those of you that may not be in a relationship. Somebody is a messenger speaking the truth about how they feel about you. And the pink in this heart and the pink on this card, you feel comfort. You feel comfort with this person. There may be, though, like I said, there could be somebody else competing. There could be another person competing. And perhaps that person that's competing is trying to use money instead of their true feelings. somebody that is competing for you. Maybe you trying to use their money and not their true feelings. And the Queen of Wands, who's independent and sincere, will help guide you to that change where you receive this message of the truth of the new person, and you end up changing, perhaps getting into this relationship with this new person and celebrating. Now for the citrine is good for positivity and joy. Positivity and joy. All right, pile number 1. This sounds exciting out. That for at least for those of you that are single, this for those of you that are not and are already in a committed relationship, this may be just a renewal of your love for one another. Maybe, when we've been with our partner for so long, and after a while you start getting used to doing your own things, and maybe July will be the month that you say, hey, wait a minute, let's get back to where we used to be, like we were in the beginning. And let's change and get back to where we were in the beginning. For those of you that are already in a committed relationship. And that may be the truth that you need to hear. Maybe some of you that are already in a committed relationship need to hear that you need to get back to where you were in the beginning and the way you felt back in the beginning, with comfort and love. All right, pile number 1. Exciting reading. Now to move on to pile number 2. Pile number 2. What does the month of July, what's coming up for you in the month of July? See, we have the old man with inheritance and mail. And we have the lapis lazuli for this card. Let's take a look at the other oracle cards. Mushroom. Caution. The Sovereign. Passion. So, the main card being the old man, inheritance and mail. For some of you, perhaps you're going to receive an inheritance from a masculine that may have crossed over. The sovereign represents somebody that would be like a queen. The sovereign is queen energy. But I'm not sure why we're receiving caution and passion. Let's see what the tarot cards are. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Empress in reverse. Page of Wands. Two of Swords. Page of Swords in reverse. So I'm seeing a lot of feelings, passion. We have passion. We have the wands. It's about passion. And we have a lot of communication here. Maybe even some miscommunication. Perhaps what this is saying is that a queen may be receiving an inheritance. And the queen could be like the matriarch of the family. The caution, I feel the caution may be that be cautious about what you expect, perhaps, from an inheritance. Maybe I feel like here, the Ten of Swords. I feel this Ten of Swords tells me this is why you be cautious. You have to be cautious because maybe you lost a family member. Now, this inheritance, this old man, this male card here, this doesn't have to be a recent loss. It can take a while. It can take a while for an inheritance to be distributed. If somebody has a will and they have multiple people listed and what those people are to receive, the attorney has to track down those people. And that can take a while. That can take a while. in some circumstances, that can take a while. And the sovereign, I feel like the sovereign may be receiving a large portion of the inheritance. And perhaps there is some hard feelings about that. And perhaps some are talking behind others' backs to where there's got to be an end put to that. Somebody here may have received part of the inheritance and is going to follow a dream. They're going to start a journey that they've been dreaming about. Whereas somebody else may be putting a lot of thought into what they're receiving. And then again, there may be those that are hurt because they may not be receiving anything. For those that are hurt and may not be receiving anything, you need to ground yourself. And you need to rethink about why you are upset if you're not receiving an inheritance. So the caution here is for those that may be upset. Maybe they're not getting what they thought they would get, and maybe they're not getting anything. And I would encourage those that are either getting a small portion or none to ground yourself if you're feeling hurt. I know it's difficult, but I feel like whoever this person is had passion for who they wanted to receive this inheritance. Now this says male, but we pulled the sovereign, which represents a queen, or it could represent a matriarch of a family. So pile number 2, if you are indeed one that is maybe receiving less than what you expected, or maybe none at all, I would encourage you to ground yourself and rethink things. I mean, this does happen a lot in families. It happens a lot. And unfortunately, I can relate to this. So don't be too upset if you don't receive anything. And for those that are receiving something, somebody is going to start a new journey that they've been dreaming about starting. Others may be thinking about how they want to invest this inheritance. And for those that may not be receiving any, and at first it hurt you, you're dealing with hurt feelings, I encourage you to meditate and ground yourself. Now we've got the lapis lazuli for this. I arranged these crystals before I even pulled any of these cards. And I don't look at what they mean, I just pull them randomly. But the lapis lazuli will help you overcome anger. If you're the one that is either receiving less than what you expected or nothing at all, the lapis lazuli will help you overcome the anger, along with meditating and grounding. So, pile number 2. Some of you may be receiving an inheritance and some of you may not. If you're not, don't be upset about it. Ground yourself, meditate, because there's really nothing you can do about it. And now we're going to move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, we have the bear with strength and resourceful. Along with the crystal, the carnelian. So let's see the rest of your oracle cards. Cat, worship. Higher perspective. Anxiety. So pile number 3, we're looking at what to expect in July. And the main card here is the bear with strength and being resourceful. Cats represent independence. Cats do represent independence. And perhaps You're going to gain a higher perspective about something. Perhaps you're going to gain a higher perspective of who you worship. But for some reason, we've got some anxiety here. All right, let's look at the tarot cards. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. 10 of Cups. The Chariot. 3 of Wands in reverse. 3 of Swords. Oh, we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse twice. Here and here. So I can see why there's anxiety. We've got heartbreak here. Somebody has spoken something, or somebody is going to say something that's going to break somebody's heart here. Somebody's going to break somebody's heart. The Ace of Wands in reverse. This is this is supposed to be a new start, but it's delayed. And then we have the 3 of Wands in reverse, where your feelings are being destroyed by this broken heart. But this 10 of Cups, the 10 of Cups is about you're going to have some type of a gathering, the coming together of family. And it doesn't have to be blood family. It could be coming together of friends, but it will be complete. Everybody that you want there will be there. And you're going to take control of this gathering. But I feel like there's a little bit of anxiety on somebody's part going into this gathering. And once this gathering comes together, I feel like somebody is, and there's anxiety for good reason here, because all the wands are in reverse. All the wands, and there's 2 aces and the 3. They're in reverse. That tells me that there's anxiety because somebody is going to say something. Somebody is going to say something that's going to break your heart. It's going to leave, somebody is going to be left brokenhearted. It may not be you, but somebody is going to be left brokenhearted. And that's why we have all this anxiety taking place here. And maybe the person that becomes heartbroken was somebody that people looked up to. worshipped in a way, in a sense of speaking. And but the main focus here is about strength and being resourceful. So I feel like if you chose pile number 3, I don't think you're the one that's going to receive this heartache. I feel like it's somebody in this group that maybe you may have looked up to, maybe, or others may have looked up to. I feel like somebody knew ahead of time and had a little bit of anxiety. Somebody had to have known they were going to say something that was going to break a heart. And they may have been having a little bit of anxiety going into this gathering. And they totally destroyed feelings and broke a heart in the process. But I don't feel that it is you if you chose pile number 3. I feel like it's somebody else amongst this group. I feel like you're going to gain a higher perspective on why this happened to begin with. Because you have the strength and you have the resourcefulness to figure out why somebody would say something to break somebody's heart and destroy somebody's feelings in the process. That's why we have anxiety. All the Wands cards, which is feelings, all the feelings cards are in reverse. That's why we have the anxiety here. And perhaps people may look up to you because you have a higher perspective on what took place and why it took place. Somebody took control. Somebody took control of this group. And whoever it was here that took control is the one that said something that hurt somebody and destroyed somebody's feelings. But for you, pile number 3, you're the one that's the bear that has the strength and resourcefulness to gain a higher perspective as to why this person did this. And maybe to help others get through the anxiety of this. Because I feel like this created a lot of anxiety among others as well. I feel like you're the independent one because cats are independent. You're the independent one that has the strength and resourcefulness to gain a higher perspective as to why somebody here, this person, would say something to somebody in this group to destroy somebody's feelings and break their heart. I feel going into this group, this gathering, there was already a little bit of anxiety taking place. But after the gathering became complete, somebody said something and made the anxiety even worse. And I feel like maybe you are the one that's going to help. Because you do have the strength and the resourcefulness to help somebody. And the higher perspective as to why it happened and how to repair what has happened. So you have the carnelian. You chose the carnelian. And the carnelian is a major stone of vitality. It restores confidence, passion, and courage. Brings positive life choices to you. It protects against rage, envy, and resentment. So that would be a perfect crystal for the situation. All right, pile number 3. And I know what celebration's coming up in July. It's not too far off from today. So if you chose pile number 3 and you are going to be at a gathering that is going to be complete, don't be surprised if somebody says something. Don't be surprised. All right, pile number 3. I send much love and many blessings to everybody. As always, I'll see you back next time. Have a wonderful day.